Good morning. I'd like to welcome you to SoFly's Unique Boutique. My name is Tammy. Greetings from Maine. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for pressing play. I really appreciate it. If you are one of my regular subscribers, thank you so much. You have no idea how much I appreciate you coming back week after week after week. It's a wonderful thing. So, let's get started, shall we? I do have a few new starts, I should say. And I did some temperature stitching, which worked out really well this week, I have to admit. And I worked on some of my hopefully finishes in the future. And I did my Motif Monday, I did my Wonderland Wednesday, and I'm working on my full coverage Friday. I don't have the 400 stitches in yet, but I'm working towards that. So, let's see what we got here. What did we work on? I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to grab. Okay. This was a new start that I spun for last week, and I'm spinning for new or starts every week. So this is what I spun for. This is Hands-on Design, Mid-Century Garden. I also use this for a prompt in I Spy. The prompt was a summer activity, and in the spring, summer, and fall, my husband loves to garden. So, Mid-Century Gardens, he does plant flowers, believe it or not, so I used that, and I got 209 stitches, and my goal is 2,500. This is a paper pattern, so I don't know how many stitches are in it, but I started on June 3rd. I'm stitching it on a 16 count petals Ada, and I'm using the called for because I had ordered the called for, and that's Weeks Die Works. And now I'm not one for borders. Not one for borders at all, but I thought that I would hopefully get the border done. And this is 209 stitches. And this is getting very washed out, but it's a very pale pink. And I'm not a pink person, no. But I thought for this one being flowers, that pink was appropriate. So I will work on that some more. So there's that one. And then I worked on for my Motif Monday. I worked on my Halloween Quaker. I don't know if the picture's gonna come in, but we'll try. just a little bit. But that is my Halloween Quaker. This is from Tinsel Cross Stitch. Hi! Yo! And I am doing this on... Started this on May 12th. I'm doing it on a 25 count vintage storm clouds. Yes. I'm using DMC 3799. My goal is 2,500 stitches, and out of 10,133, I have 1,357 complete. I am at 13.39%. And on Monday, I did 430 stitches. I was only supposed to get 2, but I started and I could not stop. I had to force myself. So that's what it looks like. So I finished this top motif here, and I just have to finish up the Death Head Moth the next time I work on this. And I do have to fill in this little one here that's a bat, but I'm just taking it where it goes. So yeah, that's that one. I love this. I love the 1/1 and the, you know, I ended up buying a few more. I don't know why, I just did. So there's that. Alright. And then I worked on my Snort Stack by Plum Street samplers. I got some more done on the Big Pig. Not quite sure, I don't think I counted it. I did put something down, but not sure how much I got done. I filled in right here. I think I got 275. I'll recount what I have in here and see. Could have been the wrong amount, I don't know. We shall find out. But according to this, I have 829 stitches. So, who knows? Sometimes I write things down, so I should know better not to. Alright, Snort Stack. Okay. No, I didn't work on that one, but I did work on this one. Alright. Now, this is part of my temperature stitching, and yesterday the temperature was it was projected, or the high for the day was going to be 90. So of course that ended in a 0. I worked on my quick stitch Alice. I just need to find the picture. Nope. Oof. Gotta go up. I don't think I need to go this far, but maybe. Nope. It's here somewhere. Ah, here we go. That's Allison Leap Hairs. I need quick stitch. Oh, there she is. So that's Alice. She's beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful. So I'm keeping her in the hoop for the whole month of June, in case, you know, she comes up more than once. But I got 126 stitches. So I got more yellow in here, plus along here. And then when I finish up this color of yellow, this color here, then I'll move on to the next color of yellow. Because I'm trying to find the block stitching. Plus try to fit onesie twosies in when I can. This right all in here are all onesie twosies. So I put them at my full coverage in purple. This is Quick Stitch Alice from Hannah Lynn, charted by Hay. I started this on December 24th, 2024. I'm stitching it on the Eats and Count Easy Guide. I'm using the call for DMC. My goal is 30,000 stitches, and out of 70,872, I've got 1,331, and I am at 1.88%. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is for me. So there is that. Okay. All right, now next. I don't have a very good picture for this one, so I'm not going to try to show it. But soft wookie got called once because it is number 1. And on soft wookie, I restarted on May 4th, 2025. I'm doing it on an 18 count silver moon, and I'm using the called for DMC. My goal is 1,000. So far, I have 335 stitches complete. And I did 126 of that was temperature. So I worked on his face. There's his face. Look at his face. So I'm going to try to work on, because once the body is complete, the rest of it's just all words. So it shouldn't take very long to get it finished, hopefully. Alright. And then I worked on, I'm going to just move you right out of the way because you are in the way right now. So I worked on Spring Quaker because that is 3, 73, 33, 43, whatever. And I have got to fix that. So this is Spring Quaker by Goffin Designs. I started it on April 25th, 2025. Stitching it on a 28 count Whisper 1/1. I'm using 699. My goal is 2,000. And as so far, I've got 1,338 stitches complete. Yeah. Right here, I gotta figure out what I did wrong because it's not adding up. It's not right. It's something wrong. So I'm gonna figure that out. So, there it is. Other than that, this has been a breeze. Literal breeze. Alrighty. I'm really enjoying this one. The other one, the summer one, not so much right now, but I gotta figure that one out. So I think I'll be working on that one this month sometime. Okay. Turkeys did not get cold. March did not get called. No. Where did they go? Trying to find my turkey gnome. Ah, there we go. Better put him in the right spot. Alright, next one that was called was... Oh, and the Spring Quaker, I got 121 stitches complete. Alright. Let's see. I think this picture will come up just fine. Oh, my turkey notes are towards the end. This is my turkey gnome, and I got in 120 stitches on him. I started him on May 27th. I'm stitching him on an 18 count vintage French country mocha. I'm using the called for DMC. The goal is 2,500 stitches. Out of 7,946 stitches, I have 533 complete, and I am at 6.17%. So, I'm going down. So as you can see, I'm working on his beard. Mustache. We'll see how many more stitches I get in this one next week. I gotta put him in his own little thingy. The only problem is I'm sharing threads. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is put the one that I'm sharing the thread with in the same bag. Okay. Spring Quaker. Turkey gnome. Alright. Next one. We have 2 8s. We have 8 for today, and we had an 8 earlier in the week. And this is Alice Snow Globe. I have no idea how many stitches I have. How many stitches are in this? Doesn't say. But here's my card. I started this for April 9th, 2025 for Wonderland Wednesdays. I'm stitching it on an 18 count Picture This Plus Mint Ada. I'm using the called for DMC, and as of right now I've got 551 stitches complete. I did 241 this week. I go over. I'm not going to stop exactly at 100. But here we go. I started working on the flower, and I started with this leaf, and then I did put in some of the stem. I figured I'd finish up the flower, and then maybe move to the other side where there's another flower. I'm not quite sure yet. There, that's better. So, there is Alice. I'm really enjoying this one. I really am. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, but I love Jardin Prive. I really do. Oh. There's that. And then... next. Wonderland Wednesday. I really didn't do a lot of stitching on Wednesday because I actually was out and about. I met up with a few old friends and did some shopping, and not that I wanted to do grocery shopping, but you know, it's one of those things you kind of have to do if you want to live. And so I think this is about the only thing I got done, other than possibly some other refreshes. Okay, where are you? Do 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 do. Better. Oh. No, I don't want that. Let's try this again. There we go. This is... I know I have this written down somewhere. Yes. This is Alice and the Leap Hairs. And Simona Candini is the artist. I think that's how you say it. And it's been charted by Thread Geeks. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Putting 200 stitches in this was nothing. Literally nothing. But I did it. So I might pull it out again just to add more stitches to it. I started this on March 9th, 2025. I'm using an 18 count easy guide. I'm using the called for DMC, and my goal is 3,000. Out of 63,504, I have 1,147, and I am at 1.81%. I'm not even at 2%. Jeez. But here's where I worked. What I am trying to do with this, hold on one second, this is not cooperating with me. What I am trying to do is do box diagonals. So you fill in 10 by 10 box, 10 by 10 box, 10 by 10 box, 10 by 10 box. That's what I'm trying to do. So I filled in this one here and this one here and started on this one here. And then I'll work on this one, and then that'll bring me down this way. And I'll go back over here. As you can see, that's how I want to do it. So this has got more than just black. It's got all, there's a few different colors in here. You just can't see them. I've got lots of gray. Shades of gray. But yes, I really enjoyed pulling this out and working on it again. I think I might, I don't know what my weekend plans are going to be. Last weekend, I made no plans, and I was basically home by myself. Well, I was home with Rebecca on Saturday, and on Sunday I was pretty much home by myself because my husband ended up having to spend most of the weekend at the hospital with his dad. Yeah. His dad was supposed to go home, needless to say, things happened. So, alright. Alright, today is Full Coverage Friday. And the full coverage that I am working on for 400 stitches is Dobby. So Dobby's back up here. to find Dobby. Where are you? Ah. Okay, this is by Justin Cross-Stitch. Let's see. There's Dobby. I am in gray. I am at 415 hell. But that's okay. I started this on April 4th, 2025. Doing it on a 20 count easy guide because there are blends. You can do 2 over 2. I'm using the called for floss. My goal for this has gone from 1800 to 5000, and I'm not quite sure how much I got complete, and I'm not worried about it until I got the complete 400 done. I think I'm at 11,000 right now. Out of 53,200. And this is where I am. I finished up this one, and then did these 2, and then I'm trying to do these 2. So what I'm going to hopefully get done today is get these 2 done, and then work on this one, so I have a, somewhat of a diagonal complete. And that's how I'm going to do the whole thing, because I think if I finish up this square here and this square here, that starts Dobby. So I want to try to get some of this gray taken care of, and then I'll work my way, and then I'll try to get the gray here done, the gray here done, and work a little bit on Dobby, then work a little bit on the background, work a little bit on Dobby, work a little bit on the background, just so I don't get stuck in gray hell. And I think it's 4:15 that I'm dealing with, but it looks good, sort of. Well, from a distance anyway. Close up, not so much, but from a distance it looks really good. So there's that. And Dobby is also on my temperature stitching. So, and I'll show the complete Dobby next week. Alright, what else do we have here? Oh, goodness. A lot more than I thought. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 projects. Alright, none of that, and none of that. Alright. Didn't do that one. Did do this one. Okay. On the 31st of each month, I try to work on this, but I worked on it Friday instead. I did not get a complete 500 stitches on it. I only got 320, but it was progress. This is Hare and Deer. No, Deer and Owl. Sorry. Deer and Owl. I was able to finish up this motif here. And I worked on... No. I finished up this motif here. This was all finished, and I worked on this a little bit. So... Did I make a card up for this? Oh, I did. Okay. This is Deer and Owl, and it is by Nara X Stitch, N-A-R-A X Stitch. I started this on December 31st, 2024, doing it on a 16 count weight Ada, using the call for DMC. My goal is 2,000 stitches, and as of right now, I have 1,423 complete. And this is definitely in need of a bath already. So here's what I had done. I worked on this. This is only part of this motif. And then when I'm done filling this part in, I'm going to go over here and work on that. And that's it on that one. Next. Yeah. I started, because I finally got my threads for it, which made me very happy. That's the rose gnome. Yes, everything for gnomes. Alright, it's the rose gnome by Favorite Gnome, or Jute Birdery. I started out on May 31st, 2025. Doing it on an 18 count cherub Ada, using the called for DMC. My goal is 2,500. Out of 5,051 stitches, I have done 490. I am at 9.70%. This. There it is. Alrighty. Then I worked on Jardin Prive's Spring Quicker. Here's where it went. I was wondering where that went. Alright. The Spring Quaker by Jardin Prive. I started on the 27th of May, 2025. I'm doing it on an 18 count Havisham, which is a cream color Ada with purple accents. I'm using Sulky 4020, and I think it's a camouflage. And my goal is 3,000 stitches, and I have 496 complete. And So I finished this motif here, started working back up here, and then I'm going to finish off the rest of this motif at some point. I'm trying to get across the top. And I'm also going to start the summer one. I'm not quite sure what thread I'm going to work with yet, but I do know all these are going to have silky, and they're going to be on a different, sorry, not flash. They're going to be on a different type of fabric, or a different color of fabric. I think, I do believe I have some 18 count blue-ish. I have some 18 count Ariel. I believe that's what it is. I think I might use that. And then I have some light jewel silky, I have some deep jewel silky, I think I have some purple on the way. So, I don't know, we'll see. I might even use the peacock. I think that would look really cool. Alright, so there is that one. Yeah, what else do we have in here? Alright, this one, once I saw it, I had to get it. There was just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. After I got it, it was an immediate start now. Just because of the cuteness of it all. But it is a pain in the butt to stitch, I'll tell you. Alright, this is from Zanna Cosswell. It is called I Need Coffee. Isn't that adorable? So Pitbull. Pitbull puppy. It's not a complete full coverage, so, but yes, Zanna Cosswell on Etsy. I started this on June 1st, 2025. I am stitching it on a 25 count cream Lugana 1/1. I'm using the called for DMC, and my goal is 3,000 stitches. Out of 40,248 stitches, I got 211 complete. Not a very big start. And I am at 0.52%. And there it is. Oop. Cute. Not much there to see, but it is cute what I did. This is going to take a while. But yeah, there's that. I'm going to keep that one out so I can work on it some more. Okay. And then this is gotta be it. Yes, it is. Alright. This is called 4 Seasons Summer, or Four Seasons Summer. This is from Stitche. I started this on May 30th, 2025. Doing it on an 18 count Picture This Plus confetti. I'm using the called for DMC, and my goal is 2,500 stitches. That's the best you're going to get. Unfortunately, I have to do some volume. Out of 6,258, I have 222 stitches, and I am at 3.55%. That's where I am. I have to take all this out and move it over. That's right. So, is that the last one I have? Nope. One more. Oh. All right. Last one is here. Alright, now I was supposed to get 500, or I had allotted myself 500 stitches on the snort stack, and Summer Refreshes. That's the one I don't have written down here. No, I do have it. Okay. And I think I was supposed to get 305. I don't remember, but here's the fox from Cottage Garden Samplings. And I really wanted to work on that fox. So, Year in the Woods #1, The Fox, from Cottage Garden Samplings. I started this on May 15th, 2025. I'm using an 18 count denim dyed Ada that I did myself. I'm using the called for DMC. My goal is 1,500. I have 883 stitches complete. So I need to finish this tree. I need to finish the A-frame. But I really wanted to get this fox started. So I got his ears in, part of his face. His face goes out more. There's like spots over here, and then spots over here. But I love it. I absolutely adore it. It looks so good on this fabric that I dyed. I made sure and made this denim like way dark. So it looks really good. So that is the fox. And I think I left my Summer Refreshes in the other room. So if you wait 1 second, I will go and get it because it's not in here. Okay, I found it. So this is Summer Refreshes from Summer House Stitch Works. I finished up the green, so that color is completely done. So I'm working on the gray, and when the gray is done, I'll be done. Now this looks a little weird because somewhere along the line I messed up, so I just kind of went with it. and fudged it the best I could. So I'm going to work on this part, this gray right here, all the way down, and then I'm going to work on the rest of the red. So I'm going to try to get another 500 stitches in it, and hopefully that brings me to closer to the end, because this is a fight to the finish right now. And then I will pick another finish. And so is the snort stack. They're both I'm trying to finish them both. So there's that. Okay. So that was everything that I stitched this week. So I got 538 stitches on some refreshes. No, I did not make cards for those. Because I decided that I'm going to do something a little bit different. You know that I am picking a finish from my bowl, and then when the bowl's empty, I'll fill it right back up. The things that are closer to finish, so I'm going to finish that right up. But what I have done is I have all this stuff here. Alright. I have new wheels. I have 500 stitches wheel. 100, which will be a 100 stitch day piece. And these are all ones that I have started. My seasonal stitching, which is all spring, summer, winter, fall. Of course, I have my new starch wheel. And I have my Gnome wheel. Okay. So, I did buy a few new things, only because I couldn't resist. I was doing so well, and then all went to heck. Alright. I got the Gnome bee. Got the Thanksgiving Day gnome. I got the Frankenstein gnome. I got the skeleton gnome. Looks more like the Day of the Dead to me, but I got the Christmas cup gnome. Whoops. Ew. Look at that. With the candy cane and the marshmallows. I got the Pitbull Love, which I absolutely adore. Look at that. That is from Zanna Cosswell. Let's see. I got the folk folk. You can't really see it, but it's Christmas folk. I got the scissors sampler, or sampler scissors. Might be able to see it a little bit there. I got the Easter eggs. There we go. They look, if you've ever watched, Andy the Crow Stitcher, she's partially Ukrainian. She's like 60% Ukrainian. And they have a certain type of Easter egg. I don't know. I think it starts with a P. I'm not quite sure what it's called. But yeah. They're colored, and they color them, and then there's like this glossy finish that they put over them, and they use them for decoration. I think the shell itself is hollow. So, I got Happy Bees from Ulysses Blue, or Ulysses Blue. I'm not sure where this one's from, but this is a crow. Gorgeous. And then from Miss Bugatti, had to get Dracula. And then from Lotus Lake Stitching, House and Sheep. As best it's gonna get. Oh, is that it? Yes. So that's what So, yeah. So what are going to be my goals and my plans for this week? Alright. Actually, I have them written down already. Okay, so we're going to continue with the temperature stitching. And let's see what kind of numbers we got. On Monday, I work on the Halloween Quaker. Oh, yes, it is. This is the Halloween Quaker. I don't think I've made out a card for this one yet. I'll have to check my pile. This is where I'm at, so I think I'm going to work some more on the witch. And maybe try to finish this motif. Let's see. for Wonderland Wednesday. Where we're going to work on Alice's Mad Plant. Another 200 stitches. And I started this on March 28th, 2025. I'm using an 18 count belt. I'm using, excuse me, the call for floss, and I've got 660 stitches complete. Yeah. All mud here. So I think what I might do is hopefully finish up the flowers, the hat, the rabbit, and the queen's hair. So we'll see. We'll see what I get up to when I get there. I mean, 200 stitches is kind of a loose type of thing. So, you know, if I get it, I get it. If I go over, I go over. And then for the full cut raven, the woodcut raven, which is my full coverage Friday. Basically, I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to show where I record on Fridays, and I have to do 400, and I do 400 stitches. I'm going to show all my full coverage Fridays. Like Dobby, I'll show next week, next Friday. The woodcut raven, I'll show the Friday after that, and so on and so forth. But I can't use to show a picture. Hopefully, if I can find it. This is from Pandora X Stitche. It is full coverage, and there it is. So that's what it's going to look like when it's done. So, I also have to work some more on my snort stack, which is 300 stitches. I have to work on Harry Potter, which I have to put in 300 stitches. Summer Quaker, I need to get at least 5. The Fox, I need to get another 5. And Summer Refreshes, I need to get 5. I don't think I got 5 on the Fox anyway, did I? No, I didn't. So, yeah, I got 343, so I need to finish that 5 and do that. I need to start the Summer Quaker by Jardin Prive and get 500 stitches in that. I have 2 of the I Spy prompts complete. I finished a large motif, which was my Halloween, and I finished a summer activity, which was my mid-century garden. So I still have a bug that you would see at a picnic, something purple, something in a dad joke, a bee, something that starts with U, peaceful stitch, scallop shaped design, and something squishy. Well, you know what, I know what I'm super squishy. I think I'm gonna do either Sophie Sheep or Judgment, because they both have sheep in them. Sheep's fur is kind of, you can shear the sheep and then turn that into wool, and wool is squishy. So they're squishy. Alright, and I am going to try to work on my Queen of Hearts for June Dog. It's not very successful yesterday. I got some of it done, but not enough to even bother to show. So, we are going to spin the wheels. Now, I'm going to spin for a gnome. I'm going to spin for 100 stitch a day, and I'm going to spin for a new start. Next month, I'm going to spin for the 500 because I'll have more time. And where I did these after the beginning of the month. So let's spin the gnomes. Halloween Cup Gnome. I know I can show that to you. Let me write that down before I forget. And that will be a new start. And we're going to go with 2,500 stitches because all the gnomes are going to start with 2,500. Alright, I know where that's, so let's go with the new start. The squirrel. I know what that one is, that's all kitted up, so I'll have to find that one, and I will pause for a minute and I'll find it. Squirrel. The only thing it needs is fabric, and it's also a paper pattern, so maybe I'll have to check. We're gonna go with 3,000 on that one. I already know what my seasonal is gonna be. I'm gonna start the Jardin Prive summer. Alright. No. Let me hit that. There we go. I already know. There we go. Okay. Now, 100 stitches a day for a week. Oh! The Tinsel cross stitch pumpkin. Cool. So we will start that Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so it's 700 stitches. Summer Quaker, Jardin Prive. We're gonna get 500 stitches on that one. That is not the goal. Yes, that is the goal. Every time we pick it up, it's 500. Alright, last but not least, we are going to do, because most of my 500 stitches are full coverage, so, and getting a good 500 stitches on them would not be a bad thing. Nope. Overgrown autumn. Okay, well, there's a new start. So we're going to say 5,000 stitches, but we only want 500. I'll have to see what I put down for the spring sampler. So overgrown autumn. Oop. I'm in the wrong spot, but I know. Okay. Now, in case I don't know if I have the squirrel on here or not. Let me check. I know I got a lot of them on here. Yes, okay. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. Hi, Miss Patches. Are you going to say hi to the peoples? Huh? Say hello, everybody. Say hello. Yeah, she's a little confused because Nuggy's last day of school was yesterday. Becca's last day of school was yesterday. So. Alright, I do have what I'm going to do here. Okay. So first of all, let's start with the squirrel, since I've got it right here. And that's what he looks like. Pretty cute. I think I'm going to do him on an 18 count petticoat. I'm not sure. I don't know if I have enough. I'll have to check. Then we have overgrown autumn, which is back here. Somewhere. I saw it. Batting 1,000 today. No, that's the pumpkin patch. Pumpkin pile. Stack. Whatever you want to call it. Alright. So let's go through this again. Where are you? That's not it. No. That's the bookshelf. It's not that fun. Okay, here is the Halloween gnome in a cup, or Halloween cup. This is the other one that Andy the Crow Stitcher really liked. So, kind of glad I'm starting that one. Alright, and then we have, let me see if I can find this one more time. It's got to be around here somewhere. I think I'm going to have to start complaining like everybody else does about the how you wish you could move these around to be alphabetical. Not that I care, but sometimes it would just make it a lot easier. But it is what it is. So that's the scroll. That's that. That's the hell on the bookshelf. Cinnamon. Butter. Oh, come on. Where are you? Sorry about that. Overgrown autumn. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a good thing I have some 25 gallons. Alright, and then we have The Summer Quaker by Jardin Prive. Jardin Prive. And I'm going to be doing this on a 18 count Arial Ada. With using Silky 4016. That's what my daughter just picked up. And that is it. That is everything. So first off, I'm going to finish the 400 stitches for Dobby, and then that'll be done. And then Saturday and Sunday, starting tomorrow, I'll work on my 100 stitches, which is the pumpkin. And then I will start my I'll see what my temperature stitching is, work on that, and then work on the overgrown autumn is going to be for the whole month, for the rest of the month. Let's try to get 500 stitches on that. That shouldn't, depending upon how much confetti is there, then we'll go with it. Plus work on finishing some of the brushes and the snort stack, because those are my focus to a finish. So do I want to? Why not? We'll see. Okay, so Halloween cup. And then squirrel. Pumpkin. Overgrown autumn. some refreshers. Snort stack. Including what I did the other day, if I counted that in one. I don't know if I did. I don't think I did. Harry Potter. We're gonna put that up, bump that up to 600 stitches because I didn't do 300 this week. And oh, well, I don't know. I might start a new one. I'm not sure, but I'll work on figuring out what I did wrong. But I'm not gonna put it on here because it's just they're gonna be goals. Okay, Summer Quaker. Oh, got that one. Summer Quaker. JP. I'll have to figure out what I put down for. I think I put 2,500. Not quite sure. The Fox. We're gonna bump him up to 700. No. I got 300 and something. $344. Yeah, 700. So we'll see how many goals we complete next week. Plus whatever I want to stitch. Yeah. Oh, hold that thought for 1 second. So, Alice, oh no. Halloween. Quaker. $200. LS. Lila Studio. Alice's Mad Plants. $200. And Woodcut Raven. And whatever I spike I work on. So here are the goals for next week. See how many we get done. Or how many stitches we get in. There was one more thing I wanted to discuss, but I think I'm going to wait until next week, or I'm going to do an extra. I might do an extra on Monday, because my daughter has what they call a round table to end the school year. My husband is going with her, so I'll have some time. Not that she makes a whole heck of a lot of noise anyway, but yeah. So so I hope everybody has. Oh, before I forget, I would like to say that I have been binging Stuart and Stitches because I stopped for a while, and now he's, I gotta get caught up. I'm also binging Katie, Jeremiah's mom, because I need to get caught up. And then I'll stop watching them for a while and let them get a few ahead and the whole bit. I need to get back to Criminally Creative with Susan. I always watch Jen the Caffeinated Crafter, Alara, Stitching by the Shore with Laura, and the Crow Stitcher, Siski Stitches. You know, I watch all of them. So, but I really like to thank Andy, the Crow Stitcher, for being so proactive with my channel. I really appreciate that. And I also want to tell her that I have very much enjoyed her Stitch With Me's and her lives. So keep up the good work, Andy. Other than that, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week, and I'll see you all next Friday. So keep on stitching on, everybody.